I always get so nervous at this point. I was like, oh, I'll do the intro today. I'll just do that. Hi!
Hi!
This is Joe. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Class Flack podcast. I panicked and did a weird warble at the end. How you doing, everyone? I can't do it backwards. I'm gonna have to say that his name is Hal, and as always, he's joined by me, who is Joe.
And his name is Joe, and his name is Hal. Yeah.
As always, sorry, me here. You also.
Me here. You
podcast.
there.
Podcast start.
Yep.
Hi,
everyone.
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing alright. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing alright. I'm pumped to be recording with you again. Don't know if anyone noticed the weird lapse in the upload schedule there, but we had a small break, a small unexpected break, where some idiot did not edit the podcast for a while. I'm not naming names.
Another idiot didn't chase up editing the podcast.
Just two idiots with a microphone.
Yeah.
And a podcast sat in the ether waiting to be edited.
Yep, that's the one. That'll do it.
So,
I mean, you say you're not going to name names. I named names in the disclaimer last week.
Yeah, it was me. Hi everyone, it's me, Joe here. Joe Dingus Goddard.
It's fine. You only decided to move house and get a kitten, and
I did, but shh, later. We'll get back to that.
Okay.
But yeah, no, it's good to be recording with you again. So much has gone on for us to discuss in our famous segment. What's she been doing for a while?
Well, that's at the end.
That's at the end. So we're gonna have to tantalizingly drop that as a spoiler warning.
Yep.
We've done some things, so stay around to the end if you want to learn if I have in fact moved house and got a kitten. You'll never guess what happens.
You never guess what happens next. The answer may surprise you. Do you know what's not good?
What's not good, Hal?
Oh boy, I'm gonna tell you.
It's time for a rant.
So it's my turn to yell at you over something that isn't your fault.
Do I need to turn the volume down for this one?
No. I mean, I'm not going to go full Alex Jones and just be like...
One day, Hal. It's only a matter of podcasts away before it's the gay frog's turn.
But I might go fully Boris Johnson.
Okay.
In a way. Buses.
Right. Yeah, I'm aware of their work.
Yeah. Polarising. Sometimes good. Sometimes other times not good.
Never heard anyone just be really into buses. I'm not sure how. I think there's sometimes fine, sometimes bad.
Yeah.
You never meet someone who's like, oh, I'm a real bus enthusiast.
Yeah. And if you are a bus enthusiast, shield your ears for the next sort of 10-15 minutes or so, because
if you're a bus enthusiast, please let us know. Email in at slack.com. Who are you?
We want to know. So, I mean, public transport as a whole isn't great. It's not a nice thing to have to rely on a system that's out of your control and then be crammed into a metal cage on some sort of wheels with primarily strangers for a prolonged amount of time to get where you need to be. If you really think about it, it's just not nice.
You've just described a positively subpar experience for most people.
It's the doctor's waiting room of transport.
God, what an awful thing to say.
I mean, is it not? Is it not?
I mean, no, it's exactly the same amount of a cesspit.
But it's a necessary evil. I mean, I don't drive. I did at one point have a bike that got stolen, so I don't have my own means of transport other than my own two legs.
Yeah.
So to get from one place to another. Public transport is necessary for some people.
He said as his aching bones screamed.
How's my aching soul? So I don't like taking buses at the best of times, but they're a necessary evil, I think. I will forgive them. They're a pain in the arse when they're late.
Yeah.
But that's not what I'm here to talk about today.
Please, God, tell me what you're here to talk about today. Because we all have thoughts on buses.
Yeah. No one likes waiting for a late bus.
No.
No one likes taking a bus.
No.
But do you know what's really annoying? That seems to have been a new development.
What's really annoying?
In the past sort of year or so since, the world turned to poop.
Yep.
Missing a bus because the bus was early.
What? What do you even mean?
Picture this, okay?
I'm picturing.
This happened to me. I think I've actually told you this story before, but picture this. I finish work, right? It's a Friday evening.
Sure.
I'm actually in the office at where I work.
A rare occurrence.
Once or twice a week it happens. This happened to be on a Friday. I leave work a little bit late, maybe, but still plenty enough time to get to the bus for when it's scheduled to be there.
When it's scheduled to be there, yeah.
When it's scheduled to be there. I get to the bus stop with enough time, I'd say like 2 or 3 minutes before when it's scheduled to arrive. And what do I see off in the distance past the bus stop?
Is it a bus?
It's my
driving away.
It's my bus.
Blowing a raspberry out the back.
As it goes past. And I go,
oh man,
that's annoying. Fine. I will go back to my late. I will I will take note of when the next bus is.
Yep.
I will set a timer on my phone. But for plenty of enough time for between now and that next bus, with a little bit of wiggle room.
Oh, Hal, I can see where this is going. I can see the rookie error you've made.
I will go to the shop. It's a Friday.
Oh,
I would like some beer. I keep a firm eye on the time. Arrive back at the bus stop with plenty of time for when the bus is scheduled to be there. And what do I see, Joe?
Is it a bus?
It's a bus driving off in the distance.
Oh my God, Dimond, that's awful. Twice. In one sitting, in one time. So it's happened to me so many. So I rely on getting the bus into town from where I am at the moment. If I'm going in to see friends, if I'm going in to see you, if I'm going in to see Emily, if I'm going to work, I rely on the bus. And I have noticed time and time again, I will aim for. I will like plan a journey via Google Maps or something. Yep.
I will go with a few, like 3 or 4 minutes, not 5 minutes because I'm not insane, but 3 or 4 minutes before the bus is due to arrive. And the amount of times recently where I've seen the bus sail on past before I get to the stop is infuriating.
Yeah, you've made a major error there. You only 3 or 4 minutes wiggle room. You've got to give yourself a minimum of 15 minutes wiggle room for a bus.
Well, why? Because at that point, I'm faffing around with the bus before it.
Then you get on that bus. Then you win in.
Well, no, because that bus will have left early.
Then you get on your early bus. There's no losing scenario except for the fact that you sat at a bus stop for 15 minutes. I feel your pain. But I feel like there's something you could have done to make this better.
If you go for like 3 or 4 minutes early and the bus is late, then that's a waiting time. But that's a waiting time, but that's fair enough because the bus is late. Like, you can be grumpy with the bus driver as he arrives 5-10 minutes late. You can't be grumpy with the subsequent bus after the first bus has gone past ahead of schedule.
How many times have you been grumpy to a bus driver when you step on a bus? And have they noticed what you look like? And this is a personal vendetta.
No, I'm always...
If you're stepping on the bus and like, 10 minutes late for this bus, isn't it? Or we'll be getting this transport again. And they're like, oh, right.
I am always perfectly...
This stop.
I'm always perfectly pleasant to my bus drivers.
Mm-hmm.
Always person, like they all go all right, and I go, yeah, I'm all right, thanks. How are you? And they go, oh yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm doing this, aren't I? And
I have caught many a bus with you in my time, and I have never once seen you stop and have a full conversation with a bus driver.
That's not a full conversation, Joe. I think you need to reevaluate how you just normally talk to strangers.
Sorry, Hal. That was more than two words in a sentence. That is a full conversation. You're all right. Yes, I'm all right. Thanks. How are you? That's a conversation. That's not just a...
That's not a conversation, Joe. That's just passing pleasantries.
The correct answer is...
That's just rude.
With a small nod. You get friendly eyebrows. Always friendly eyebrows these days, because eyebrows are super important. You can't see my face.
Yep.
Friendly eyebrows. That's your conversation. That is a pleasantry to a stranger.
That's a very one-sided interaction there, Joe.
Yes, exactly. And then you get out of the interaction quickly, and everyone's all the happier.
Oh, no. I mean, it's, you're right. Yeah, I'm all right. How are you? Yeah, I'm fine, thanks.
And then you know how well everyone is. What have you gained from that interaction?
I know how well everyone is.
But no one's ever going to say, no, good, thanks.
I'm like, oh,
how are you? Actually, a bit under the weather.
I'm like, oh, sorry to hear that. I hope you get better. Bye.
And then what have you gained from that interaction?
But that guy probably goes, oh, that was quite nice.
Not my experience.
What have you got against being pleasant?
I've got against people, Hal.
I hate people, but I don't
want to spend more than the minimum allotted time having a conversation with someone they're not specifically there to have a conversation with.
Well, that to me is the bare minimum for someone who you don't mean ill to. My version of being grumpy to a bus driver is not asking how they are.
We're not all as pleasant as you, clearly. My version of it... Actually, in fairness, my version of being grumpy to a bus driver is probably the exact same thing, because I'm scared that he'll recognise me.
So in answer to your question, no, it is not a personal vendetta.
No, okay. It's happened a few times.
It's just happened so many times. So many times I will see a bus just careering through, and I'll check the timetable, and it's early. And it's enough to make me livid when it happens. Because especially...
There's not much that does that.
Don't really... What?
There's not much that makes you livid. Like, on a scale of 1 to hiccups, where are we landing?
Well, I wouldn't say... well, hiccups being 10, it would probably be about a 4.
Oh, okay. So that's...
A bit of a bad...
So that's pretty livid on the hiccup scale.
Yeah. I mean, hiccups is, I want to destroy the entire world.
Yeah, if you had a button, you'd press it, yeah.
Yeah. But especially, I don't really care when I'm on my way to someone. It's a bit of an someone or somewhere. It's a bit of an inconvenience. But when I just want to get home, I just want to get home.
What's your go-to, like, killing the time waiting for the bus? Do you at least have some decent entertainment for yourself?
Usually, I will carry on listening to music and fester. Grumble something under my breath and just went. Oh,
buses in the city.
For fuck's sake. That's generally what I do. And pace. I'm a bad pacer.
You are a terrible pacer.
So all I'm asking from the bus people is just follow the example of trains. Trains have got it down.
Trains are never early.
Trains can be early. If they're early,
but they stay there.
They will stay if they arrive at a station early, they will wait at the station and then leave at the allotted time.
I mean, they do have the benefit of not blocking the road when they do that.
Well, bus stops don't block the road.
Depends on the bus stop.
I mean, yeah, it depends on the bus stop, but then just, I don't know, pick some major bus stops on the route and choose them as times to, like, oh, I'm running a bit before, I'm running a bit early. I better stop and wait.
Okay, all right. Well, when next time you're running for mayor, we'll make sure to implement that system.
Yeah, it's simple. That
seems fair enough.
Because if you think about it, if you miss a bus because it's early, you're going to be late because you have to wait until the next bus.
And they've ruined your day. You could have a business appointment.
Mm-hmm.
You could be... Time is money.
Yep.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm not against you. Because it's hard to be against you when it comes to ragging on buses. I mean, we both, when we used to work together, one of the main reasons that we both quit was because of the bus journey there and back. Which, especially in the summer, was the worst thing that I've ever done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was awful. But I don't ever remember a bus being early being an issue while we were there.
No, definitely. I mean, in fairness, it could have been. The buses were so... They turned up whenever they wanted that it could have been 6 buses ago for all we knew.
Yeah, like really sporadic.
They were for sure never on time.
But generally they were late and we never missed them. We just had to wait for them for a bit.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So early buses in particular were the thing that's got you goat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wait, did that happen to me a while back when I was recording around yours, when I was allowed to do that?
Quite possibly.
And then I missed the last bus.
Probably because it was
early. I had to
early.
walk home in the middle of the night.
It was probably because it was early.
I'm going to say that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, 100% on board. We'll take them down from the inside.
Yeah.
Not sure how. We've not got an inside man, but we'll make it happen.
Just got to stand in front of a couple of buses, make sure that they're like, actually, you're set to arrive at past. Set to leave at past, and it is 28 minutes past. I think you owe me some 2 minutes.
Everyone... So just to clarify here, how the solution to your problem here is to stand in front of buses.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're listening at home, if you ever can't get something done,
just stand in front of
a bus.
If you can't get anything done, just stand in front of it.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You've heard it here first. Buses are early now, and Hal is confused. I'm enraged.
I've noticed it makes sense why it's kind of happened since the pandemic, because not as many people
no
were
one's
using
on
buses.
it,
Yeah.
They're not as busy. They're not waiting for people to get on it.
Yeah.
And there's no one waiting at the bus stops. It makes sense, but
it's been a year. Why have they not? It's been a fucking year. Why do they not? God, what's the word I'm looking for? Why do they not compensate for it? Why have they not taken it into account? Why are we still getting buses ploughing past 5 minutes before they're due?
I don't know, but it's a goddamn outrage.
It's an absolute disgrace.
Oh, I will be writing a strongly worded letter.
Yeah.
I'll add it to my list of strongly worded letters that I'm writing on your behalf. Last one's to Gravity.
Yeah.
We'll see if that one gets to anyone.
How's that gone, by the way? You heard anything back yet?
Yeah, I didn't really know where to post it, but I handed it off to the post office. They've put it in their special filing system, so hopefully that will figure itself out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll grab him on Twitter if I don't hear anything back.
Yeah. Just get Neil deGrasse Tyson on the phone. He'll sort it out.
Yeah, I'm sure I've got his number somewhere. Like, yo, Neil, buddy, Gravity. Let's talk.
Yep. Can you turn it down a bit? All right, Joe.
Segue.
Thank you for listening, hearing me out on that. I'll expect feedback from the buses at some point, but that can wait for now.
Well, I suppose then,
yep.
Since this is the mandated segment on the show, I ought to learn you a thing.
Oh boy, really? Learning.
Oh boy, really? But first, Hal, as is the now tradition, a quick quiz. It's a one-question quiz.
Oh boy!
If you could take your consciousness and transfer it to a different reality, maybe a fictional reality, where would you take it to?
So any reality.
Any reality, any plane of existence, any work of fiction, any work of non-fiction, that's the real world. Anywhere that you can imagine up in your head. Where would you go?
I would go to... Fuck it, somewhere like the Mass Effect galaxy, universe, or...
That was my first instinct for you, it was going to be space, and it's probably Mass
space.
Effect.
Space, definitely space.
Obviously space, yeah.
Yeah.
But you reckon Mass Effect?
Mass Effect, maybe Firefly, although that's a little bit...
Ooh, Firefly would be fun.
Yeah.
Well, except it wouldn't be fun.
No, that's the thing.
Really, to live there.
You get space dysentery. And
yeah, you
probably
definitely would
shot.
immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say probably Mass Effect. Probably Mass Effect.
You wouldn't take yourself to a Jurassic Park where everything's working?
No.
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 You're a theoretical lover of dinosaurs. You wouldn't actually want to hang out with them.
I would, but I wouldn't want to risk it.
No, that's fair.
There hasn't been an instance of Jurassic World where things haven't turned to shit.
Well, they've only tried it 5 times. Give them a chance.
5 times is too many.
How have they tried it 5 times is my question.
Even the Jurassic World Evolution game that I was playing at one point last year, which is basically like a park builder, even that had breakouts, and that was the most stable Jurassic Park experience I've seen. Definitely
so I'm getting
not.
a firm no to Jurassic Park, but maybe somewhere in space.
Somewhere in space, or failing that, the Pokemon universe, because that...
Yeah, I think that was one of my options. See, I'd immediately jumped to like a Star Wars universe, but would that actually be a fun universe to live in?
I'm not sure about Star Wars.
I don't think it would be fun.
No.
I think there's no era of Star Wars that's not just a bit crap for most of the people that live there. And if you're not a protagonist, you're having a bad time.
And even then,
if you are a protagonist, you're probably losing a hand.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not great as fun as that world is. So Pokemon was another option. And the third option is obviously what I'm talking to you about today would be Hogwarts.
Yes.
Which would be a fair thing. So this entirely hypothetical question that I've just posed to you is something that people are doing. I'm going to talk to you about a phenomenon called reality shifting.
Okay.
Which is a trend in the last sort of 6 months or so that's really picked up. It's specifically picked up around like the TikTok area. Okay. So it's a younger crowd.
Gen Zs.
It's a real Gen Zer.
Yep.
I think that this kind of thing, not specifically that term. I did check the Google Trends for the term reality shifting was basically nothing until September last year. So this specific thing is a new trend. But basically it's like a way of meditating to shift your mind into a desired world of your choosing. Okay. So it's very similar, but it's important to make the distinction. Apparently, it's very similar to like a lucid dream. Like if you're falling asleep, you're in a dream, you realise you're in a dream, and then you can control everything.
Yeah.
Have you ever done a lucid dream?
I have, actually. Yeah.
I have too, once or twice. It's real fun.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What'd you get up to in your lucid dream?
You see, it's difficult, isn't it, to actually lucid dream, because one of the main reasons why you wake up from a lucid dream is because you get too excited and your heart rate goes up.
That's exactly
and it
what's
wakes
happened to me. Yeah, so it's a very short dream.
Yeah, so the first couple of times I did, I would fly, and that would be like, oh, this is real fun, and then I'd wake up. You've
got it. It's the first thing that you do. You go, well, if I'm dreaming, I gotta fly.
The last few times or so I've been able to lucid dream, it's actually been really boring. Because
really?
It's just, I'll do something that I genuinely... I can't remember an example now because it's so fucking boring. But the fact is that you can control the dream and do whatever you want, but you can't get excited about it. So you can't have fun.
Because then you'll wake up.
Because then you'll wake up. So
you're in a dream state, in a magical dream reality, and you're like, oh, I can do what I want. Oh, I'll sit and watch YouTube or something.
Yeah, I'll just eat a banana. Oh, what can't I do? Oh, I can pet a camel, I guess. Oh, he's so soft. Oh, he's lovely. Oh, this is great. Oh, I'm awake.
And you've woken up.
Yeah.
But like you've done that a few times then.
Oh yeah. It's weird because it's not something I think I've been able to do actively. It's very passive. There'll be like an instance where I'll be in a dream and then I'll suddenly go, hang on a minute. No, this isn't right. Am I dreaming?
Yeah.
I'll do the check and be like, oh, I am dreaming. Right, let's do something.
What's your check?
My check is to float off the ground.
Okay, no, that works.
So it's not quite flying, but I'll be like,
if you can just trick yourself to be like, maybe, no one's looking. Maybe if I just do a little levitate.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Oh yeah, look at that. All right, get back down on the ground. Let's. What should we do? Yeah, I can't really do anything, can I?
Make a chili.
Suppose I could just go and play some video games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you at least create a reality where you win all the video games?
Probably not.
Or do you still just play Spyro and walk straight into a wall?
Yeah. Actually, that's the thing. One thing I've definitely done in the past is I'll choose a game that I really like and then go and play that game, but as me. Spyro's been one of them. I think I've done a bit of Halo as well, but again, I can't do anything too exciting because then I'll wake up.
No. Yeah, that's fair enough. So this is clearly for you.
Yep.
So reality shifting, it's not lucid dreaming because you're not asleep. You're kind of semi-asleep, and it's kind of like a meditation that takes you into a trance that then, as far as you're aware, you're in a different state of like. I'm going to throw it out there quickly so we can get past it. We're not just a conspiracy theory podcast. It's not a parallel world.
No.
Let's get that one in there. You'll hear people saying it. We'll just pick that one up. Say the words parallel worlds,
just
just drop that one in the sea.
Yep.
It's like a trance.
Yep.
But specifically, I mean, there's different realities that people will go into. Like some of the ones that we've talked about. Another one was like the Avatar universe, as in the fun cartoon, not the James Cameron.
Yeah.
But specifically, people seem to be going to Hogwarts, and it's weird that they're going to Hogwarts to do a specific thing. Can you tell me why are Gen Z in Hogwarts? How?
I imagine it's because it's easy to imagine yourself there because it's a school.
Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense.
And
but what are they there to do?
Learn magic.
No, they're not there to learn magic. Why would you go to school to learn magic? If I tell you that the larger crowd here are, let's say, I've not got an exact statistic here, but somewhere around the region of like 14 to 18-year-old girls.
Oh no.
There is a surprising trend of people putting a lot of work into achieving this state of being, specifically to become Draco Malfoy's girlfriend.
Oh my god.
Specifically Draco.
Why is specifically Draco?
I do not know why specifically Draco. Because, like, question the second, if you're dating one guy from Hogwarts, who's it going to be?
If I'm personally dating one...
If you're personally dating someone from Hogwarts. Yeah, this is a very personal question for you.
For sure, Cedric Diggory.
Oh, a strong choice. I'd go Neville. Neville all the way. Neville in the last books.
Yeah.
Hot Neville.
He's not a catch in the at any point where it's a normal school year. He's not a catch. He's a late bloomer.
He's a late bloomer, but he's got a lot of heart. He's got a lot of spirit. You know he's there for you. If anyone in the Hogwarts universe is going to be there for you, no matter what, screw Harry, screw Ron, Neville is there for you.
Yeah,
Neville's got your back. But yeah, Cedric's the hot one, so that tracks.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a thing that people are doing, which I find odd that's the choice. But you know, each their own. If that's how you want to do it, let's do that. So there's like a whole thing that you need to go through to get into this state, and it's quite specific. It's a process of meditating. You've got to listen to subliminals, which are like affirmations related to your desired reality, is why they call it DR, desired reality. which are sped up to be pretty much silent, layered with music and ambient noise. So you've got this kind of weird transient music going on that's got subliminal messages in.
Okay.
You need a detailed script of someone's reality, which I absolutely will come back to.
Okay.
And then there's specific methods of then shifting into that reality. So that's something like you could do the Raven method, which is you talk through some affirmations of I am going to do this, I'm going to be in this reality, and you count down from a large number until you get there. You can picture yourself like climbing a staircase, and at the end of it you get into Hogwarts.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can do the tunnel method, which I have someone given a very specific description of. So you've got to lay down in any position you find comfortable. As you lay down, you close your eyes and you visualize your soul. As you visualize your soul, you see a tunnel, a very long tunnel,
Mm-hmm.
and then your soul is going into the tunnel. And at the end of the tunnel, there's the Slytherin common room, and then you know you picture who's going to be in there and what it smells like, and then you pop in, and then you're in that reality.
Right. Okay.
So that's how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
I did find an example of one of the scripts that is like it's like a fill in the blanks kind of a thing, where you put in exactly what you want.
Like a Mad Lib.
I'd love to go through
almost.
it. It's like a Mad Lib, yeah. It's exactly like a Mad Lib. I'd love to go through it point by point with you, but it's 65 items long. And it gets like so creepily specific.
Okay. Yep.
So you start off with it's all in the format of my name is blank.
Yep.
So you start with some kind of like details about yourself. So you go, my name is blank. I'm in this year at Hogwarts. I'm exactly this tall, and my body type is this. My birthday is this. The nicknames that my friends call me are this.
Mm-hmm.
My best features are this. My catchphrase is this. It gets like really specific. You go through the whole section about yourself, and then you go through a section about your friends. And say these are my friends. They go to Hogwarts too, and you include the origin stories of how you became friends, and details about what it is that you like to do together.
Mm-hmm.
You do the same thing for your love interests. You do the same thing for your rivals. You do the same thing for your pets. It's like it goes deep.
Yeah.
There's a particularly odd thing where at the end of some of these things, like I'll find you an example, say at Hogwarts, my friends are these friends.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to say that my friends understand my sense of humour and references, because you have to create the reality, and if they don't understand your sense of humour and your references, they'd be crap friends. And then you say we became friends because of this, and you give the full origin story. Then there's a little line after it that says none of my friends can die, which just like,
that's okay.
Yeah.
All right then.
Then you go through the same things. You've got, my best friend at Hogwarts is this. We've been friends for this many years, and our favourite thing to do is blah 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 blah. My best friend cannot die. And then you go, my love interest, blah 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 blah. Here's the personality traits of my love interest, and they like me for these reasons, and they cannot die. Here's my rival. This is why we're rivals. This is how long we've known each other. And then a mysterious lack of that line at the end of that one. So you can create this reality.
Foreshadowing.
You can for sure go and murder a fool.
Foreshadowing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But it's like littered with these like safety bits of text that you put in. So you say, none of these people can die. I am healthy. I cannot get sick. I can't die or incur any major harm. I don't feel any pain. Nothing I encounter will traumatize me. You're just kind of setting up this this reality that you pop into, and everything's safe and it's friendly, and you put in like your checks to know how you're there, and you like tell yourself how you're going to get back. And you can also like dictate how long time passes in there. So if it's an hour, a real long time, maybe that's a day, maybe it's a week, maybe it's a year. So you can flick into another reality for a snooze,
Mm-hmm.
and then have lived a year in Hogwarts and had all sorts of adventures.
Mm-hmm.
There's also one specific line that says, "My signature scent is this." I thought was very oddly specific. I just love that one in particular. What's your signature scent, Hal? If you're writing that. Sorry, what's Mass Effect, Hal? What's your signature scent?
I'll be honest, probably smoke.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah, not nice, but yeah, smoke or some sort of alcohol.
Oh God, sad space Hal.
Sad space Hal. I mean, you answer that question. What would your signature?
My signature scent be?
Yeah.
The general musk that I get every day, regardless of how well I've showered. That's just a little bit BO. It's not quite BO, but it's a bit BO. It's like a bit of BO. It's like more than you'd like.
Yeah, okay.
Just like a bit of a stank, you know?
I mean, I've never picked up on it, but...
No, well, you're rarely close enough.
That's true, in this day and age.
Occasions.
I've never thought historically, Joe's a bit stanky today. It's a bit of a musk going on.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably generic, slightly nicer than Link's men's deodorant that's probably like sandalwood, or something from the list of allowed men's scents.
Generic men's scent 3.
You know generic man scent 3.
Yeah. Actually, to be fair, mine would probably be actually the beard oil that I use, because that can be quite powerful, and it's.
I bet it's sandalwood.
It's not.
Oh no! What have you got? Cedar, bergamot. There's only like 10 things you can have.
It's actually kind of more citrusy. It's kind of like it's almost like a burnt orange kind of smell.
Ah, it's got to be a burnt orange, though, hasn't it?
Mm. Yeah.
If it's a man scent, it can't just be orange.
No.
Can't have a nice tangerine beard.
I, funnily enough, don't want to smell like wood.
No.
And I've had some beard oils in the past that just smells like a wood tech classroom.
Yeah, if in doubt, I want to smell like a tree.
Yeah, a tree, not wood, a tree.
Not wood, a tree.
Yeah.
If I could, by scent alone, just blend into a forest and no one know that I was there, that's my signature scent.
Mm-hmm.
Just disappear from the crowd and be the tree.
Yeah.
In my desired reality where no one can see me. No one knows I'm there. No one needs to have a conversation with me.
You're like a pacifist predator from the film Predator.
Exactly.
You're like invisible, you're in the woods, but you're actually just avoiding people and not hunting.
I land in my hunting grounds and I turn invisible, hide up in a tree and just like read a book for a bit.
Yep. That's exactly it.
Crack out the switch.
Yeah. How'd you see it if you're invisible, though?
What? The switch isn't invisible.
So there's just a floating visible.
There's a question for you. Can a predator see its own hand?
I think it's no. I don't think it. Well, no, because I think that it's been like established in the film that they've got thermal vision. So yes, they can.
Okay, right.
But if they didn't have like thermal vision, you can't see a
screen.
Well, the inside of their suit isn't invisible. It's like a coating on the outside.
Well, then I'd hook my switch up to the inside of my suit.
Okay, well, there you go.
That's easy enough. Get Mario in the hood.
Get Mario in the hood. You need to have like a dock, though. Just like a pouch here that just like flops down.
In my...
You got an an abdominable dock. No, abdominal dock.
Not an abominable dock.
Not an abominable dock, no.
In my predator-based desired reality, I think I probably had times to... I'll put it in... You put it in the script and then you're fine.
Yep.
If you say, this is the exact process by which I made my abdominal dock.
Yep.
Then you're fine.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? You on board? You on board for getting off this earthly coil somewhere else for a bit?
So this is interesting. This is genuinely interesting because there's two parts to this. The kind of the escapism, the imagining stuff. I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially when I was younger. There was a lot of like escapism. I did it with Hogwarts. I remember kind of remembering, imagining what I would be like at Hogwarts and what.
What quick aside? What would you be like at Hogwarts? What's your lesson? What's your house? Give me a quick 10-word overview of Hal at Hogwarts.
Well, I will tell you what. I can't remember how old I was now. I think I was probably about 8 or 9.
Yeah, fair.
What year did Prisoner of Azkaban the film come out?
Ooh, I want to say 2003 off the top of my head, and if I'm right, I'm going to go get myself a cookie.
Yeah, you deserve it if you're right. That sounds...
Oh, 2004, that's not bad.
That's not bad, that's half a cookie.
I'll have half a cookie.
Yeah, so if we do the maths...
in a minute, half a cookie. Yeah.
I would be what? 10?
2004. 2004, you'd be 12, mate.
12, yep, cool.
11, 12. Yeah.
11, 12, okay. So
you would be exactly 12 because the films always came out on my birthday, so you'd be a little older.
Right. Okay, so I'd be 12. So 12-year-old me thought I would be an anime guy.
Right, okay.
Of a dragon.
What?
I know, right?
That's beautifully specific.
Yeah. Fucking idiot. A fucking edgelord. Anyway, so yeah, especially when I was younger, I'd definitely do this whole kind of exercise of losing myself in another world. Generally fictitious. Well, always fictitious, but generally an established reality universe, or an established fictional universe, like Harry Potter, like Pokemon or whatever.
Whatever it is that 12-year-old Hal was really into.
Yep. As I grew older, I started making my own universes and my own narrative, and I used it definitely kind of when I was in sort of college and early uni and that kind of thing. I would use it as an escape mechanism. That if I was struggling to kind of process something, or just had something that needed a little bit more kind of extra subconscious thought, I would lose myself in this.
You'd shift yourself off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what you might be describing there is something called maladaptive daydreaming, which is, some critics of this say that that's what this is.
Right.
Which I guess this is quite a potentially negative thing, but it's a psychiatric condition that causes intense daydreaming that distracts a person from their real life.
Oh boy.
I guess that's something that is kind of non-voluntary.
Yeah.
Where you get really lost in something else. And I'm not sure that's something that's actually acknowledged as a legitimate condition by modern science, but that's some critics of this have called it that.
But this kind of I don't want to use the word ability because anyone can imagine, anyone can think of something.
But it's kind of a skill that you've.
I don't even know
trained.
if it's a skill. It's just something that I've a habit, I would say.
Yeah, okay.
Habit's probably a better word, and it's been like a consistent thing where I can this kind of I've been tempted to start writing it down and start planning out a series of novels, because all the way back through probably from college time, when I first started doing it, there's been a continuous narrative with a continuous set of characters all the way up to about now. And it's actually this universe that, the other day in the Facebook chat I was talking about using it as a method to fall asleep.
Oh yeah, you take yourself off into there.
I take myself off into there and imagine a scene in there and kind of act it out and think about all the intricate details of what's going on in this scene with these characters that I've kind of had with me for decades. And it just knocks me straight out. Knocks me straight out.
Well, there you go. If it's not an intrusive question, and feel free to keep it secret and private to yourself, what's the reality?
Oh, space.
Oh, cool.
Of course, it's fucking space.
Of course it's space. Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks.
It's kind of I I'd say it's like a kind of amalgamation of stuff that I like. So there's elements of Firefly in there. There's elements of Mass Effect, Halo, even a bit of Battlestar Galactica. There was a bit of that in there.
Fair enough. Yeah.
And it's because it's kind of like my. It's not something I don't think I ever will actually get around to writing it down, because it is just kind of my thing. And because it's my thing, I can pick and choose whatever the hell I like. If I like, say, for instance, there's like a battle scene or something like that in Battlestar, and that they've got really good space battles in Battlestar Galactica. I'll go fucking. I don't care if I come across nerdy. They really do.
I've never seen you this excited. Yeah.
I can like take visual cues from that, and one night I can imagine a space battle with my characters in it, and
so you take the kind of the skeleton of that and then drop your own narrative on top of it.
Yeah. And like kind of visual motifs and stuff like that. I'd say it's become, at its core, it's kind of like its own thing, but you know, like I suppose the thing I probably take the most would be visual motifs.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, the way things look. Like a lot of the interiors of like the hangar. Like the example I was using, the one I'm using at the moment to help me fall asleep is just a scene between two characters in a space hangar. The interior of that space hangar looks a lot like a hangar from either Battlestar Galactica or Halo. Enough difference for it to be my own thing, but
you've taken the structure and the general decor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a good example of kind
is
of...
Is decor the right word for a hangar?
No. Decor. But like, to give an example of how I use it to relax my mind, I can think about like the intricate mechanisms of, say, a lift taking a plane from one level to another. I can think about the pistons. I can think about the hydraulics. I can think about the command, whatever kind of computer interface there is to that. There's like a little person doing it or something, whatever like that. Intricate little details like that, I can imagine and it's almost like yoga for the brain.
Yeah,
it really just kind of tires me out, and before I know it, I'm asleep.
That's amazing. That's absolutely brilliant. Well, if you ever get around to writing it, and honestly I don't think you should, but if you ever do, I'll read that. That's I guess you're basically missing a few steps and possibly some of the ins and outs of it. You're basically doing this already. Well,
that's why it kind of made me think about it, because this kind of almost like a questionnaire. It feels like a way that someone who I don't think it's a skill that I have. It's just something I've been doing for ages. So it's almost like second nature for me. But I'm now in a sense of where I don't need to escape from reality anymore. I'm in a much mentally healthier place than I was when I was using it as that. But it sounds to me like this is almost like someone has tried to make it accessible for someone who's never done it before.
Right, yeah.
Like someone's trying to be like, oh, I can do this, and people, this is really cool. Let me write down like a fail-safe way of doing it.
Sure. So then you write down a specific step-by-step guide for how someone who isn't that way inclined would be able to, someone that doesn't have a mind that will daydream and wander off into different realities and do that, will be able to specifically pin down the ins and outs of it, and then this is how you do it with a guide, and this is how you take stuff in there, picture your soul in a tunnel and climb the stairs.
Yeah. It's like meditative practices where, like, one of the things that I know Calm does, a good example is if you're trying to relax, they make you think of like head to toe. That's the other way around. You can't see me pointing anyway.
No, I can't.
I can. Yeah, you can. No one else can. From like head to toe, starting at your feet, of your muscles shutting down, moving up your legs, and all. It's like that kind of thing.
It's like body scanning. It's quite a common like meditative technique, quite a calming thing to to bring you into yourself rather than out of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just sounds like quite a... What's the word I'm looking for? Not procedural. Formulative way.
Yeah, that works.
Of putting your brain into another way of thinking.
Yeah. There you go. And you're let's have a look. So yeah, that kind of tracks with, I've got one thing from someone called Grace Warwick, who's a therapist with expertise in anomalous experiences.
Yeah.
Who has said that it's not lucid dreaming, it's what she calls a transliminal experience.
Okay.
So it's not subliminal, it's not superliminal, which I think is a real thing and not just a joke from The Simpsons. It's transliminal, where your mind is kind of elsewhere.
Yeah.
Which is something that occurs when you're awake, but mostly when you're in a soothed state, for example, when you're just waking or just before sleep.
Yep.
So, and yeah, she said that it's the instructions about being half asleep and then doing repetitive actions or counting backwards slowly, that's all the kind of things that you do to induce that kind of a state, which is exactly the same as methods that you use, kind of meditative methods, or which also is something that when you've put lots of practice into it, you get into that kind of state much more quickly. So if you've been doing this since you were 12, you can probably do that like that. Yeah,
it's probably a good way of thinking about it. It's a way of training your mind's eye if you're not experienced in using it, because I think the whole mind's eye as a principle, as a thing, I think is genuinely fascinating. The fact that you can genuinely picture things in your mind that don't exist.
Yeah,
I think is just incredible. But
no, I was going to say only some people can, but I've got that mixed up. Some people don't have an inner monologue, was what I was thinking.
That's it. Yeah.
But everyone has the visual.
I mean, I don't know.
No, maybe I'm wrong on that then.
Or maybe it's just that some people are better at being able to envision things than others. But I guess that's what this is. This is helping people who might not necessarily be good at it.
Yeah, it's like a guided meditation rather than just sitting down and breathing for a while. Yeah. Well, that tracks. Well, I could probably talk to you about this for ages, and definitely will. But the podcast will be 6 hours long, so...
Yeah.
We should...
It's definitely something that I really like doing, and it's something that I wish I could find a way... This is one of the main reasons I get so frustrated that I can't draw.
Right.
I get so angry with myself. Well, I used to. I don't so much anymore. But I just... Because I can always envision what I genuinely think are like amazing things, and there's no way of getting it out.
No, so it's always trapped up there.
Yeah. Anyway,
no, that was genuinely super interesting. That was not at all what I expected from that segment.
Yeah.
So I like coming here without knowing what either of us is going to say.
Yeah.
But with knowing some of the things that you're probably going to say, what have you been up to recently, Hal? This week.
I think I need a prompt here. What?
Oh, I have no idea. I've just spent some time with you recently, so I guess I have a rough idea of what you've been up to. I was just trying to make a cool segue, but
okay.
We'll leave it as a lame segue instead.
If you're like, hey, you've got something you want to talk about. Fuck, do I?
Talk about it. Talk about your time, Hal. What have you been doing, Hal? You know what you've done.
We went skateboarding the other day, didn't we, Joe?
We did. That was dumb.
Yeah, I got told off.
Yeah. In the most badass moment of your life, Hal Dimond got told that he wasn't allowed to skate there, actually, as he fell off the stationary skateboard.
The one time I fell off the skateboard, it wasn't even moving. It was perfectly stationary. And then I got immediately told off. Like,
by a very lovely little man.
As I was still getting up, he was like, well, that's why you're not supposed to do it. Like, no, the reason why I'm not supposed to do it is because you're afraid that for some reason I'm a lot more skilled than I actually am, and I will damage the wall and everything.
Yeah, the justification for telling you not to skate there which I'm definitely framing as you were the problem. I was also there attempting to do a skate and doing a very bad job of it.
Yeah.
Was that you'll do some sick kick flips and land too hard on the ground or do a grind that's going to damage the wall. We were literally, for like half an hour, rolling very, very slowly across a pavement from one side to the other.
In our defence, it was probably the first time, certainly for me, certainly in at least 10 years, that I'd ever stood on a skateboard, and probably the second time in my entire life I've ever stood on a skateboard.
I think I'm probably in a very similar position. My brother had a skateboard.
Yeah.
Briefly when we were going, it might be a little penny board actually, and I have one memory of him trying to go outside and skate, falling over and putting his foot through a washing up basket, which broke and there was blood everywhere and it was horrible. And I went, nope. That was not for me.
No.
He's not a coordinated man, but he sure is more so than I was, especially a young Joe.
Yeah.
This is the kid that went through at least 4 pairs of trousers in a school year because they weren't patch-upable enough because I fell over too many times.
That's impressive. So you would break them multiple times?
I would break them multiple times and Mum would be like, that's just a little tear. You'll be fine with that one.
Yeah.
That's a bit more. Maybe we'll patch that one up.
So that's not that's not 4 damaging incidents in a year. That's
that's roughly weekly.
That's 4 pairs of trousers that were damaged beyond repair.
Beyond repair. That's. I think that pretty much sums up how coordinated I was as a kid. Obviously, I'm much better now. You've seen me skate. I did an ollie. I didn't do an ollie.
No.
I really, truly did not.
I mean, in our defense, we were sharing the skateboard.
Yes.
And also using a penny board, which is terrifying.
So much scarier than I expected. I thought the little one would be fine, but it's way harder to balance on and goes way quicker on a slick pavement.
Yeah.
Also, pavements, they're really hard.
Yeah. So there was us doing that, while our respective other halves were off doing actual skating with roller skates and actually doing really good.
Surprisingly, I'm sure she won't mind if I say surprisingly good roller skating.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely just, like, zooming around the place.
Doing some over there, coming some back, doing some turns.
Yeah. We'd moved halfway across the pavement and they'd done a loop around the square we're in.
Yeah. It was a good day.
It was a lovely day. Made me feel a bit old, actually.
Yeah, me too.
A bit old and past it.
Yeah.
But we'll get there. I'm sure we'll next podcast. Hal and Joe Pro Skater 2. We'll have mastered the varial heel flip.
The what?
The varial heel flip.
Varial heel
flip.
All
I know of skateboarding is from Tony Hawk's.
Yep. I'll just be... Yeah. If we can... I reckon if we can do an ollie...
If we ever get to doing an ollie, even just if we do an ollie and then immediately land on our ass...
That's still success. If we can leave the ground
success.
And the skateboard comes with us...
Yep.
That's incredible. That would be incredible,
I'd tick that off the bucket list at that point.
Yeah.
So you heard it here first, guys. We'll keep you posted.
Yep. Other than that, God, I finally caught up with WandaVision.
Oh yeah,
that's all right.
Give me a very quick response. Maybe we'll come back to it.
I enjoyed it. I don't know whether or not the way I watched it was right, because I binged it. I waited until it was all out and then binged it. And it was weird because it was almost like it was framed to be a week by week, which is obviously that's how it was released.
Which it was, yeah.
But then in watching it, it did feel like so there were 8 episodes, 20 minutes each for 4 of them. No, 6 of them. So that's 3 hours, and then 45 minutes for the last 2. So that's about 5 hours.
That's good enough math for me. Yeah.
Yeah. So it did kind of feel like a 5-hour movie, like a slow 5-hour movie, as opposed to a TV series, which is weird. I'm still kind of getting used to this whole MCU
Yeah, okay.
thingy, because
I was really interested to see how you got on with binging, because a lot of the biggest complaints, especially from people who are big fans of the show, big fans of the universe, and of the comics and all of that, which I would slot myself into.
Yep.
Although not to the extent that some people, good lord. It's specifically people who will watch an episode, theorize wildly about what's going to happen in the next one, and who's going to show up and what the extra subplots are going to be, and then get furious when that thing doesn't happen. Because that's something that happened in a big way with WandaVision.
Yeah, of course. I would probably shouldn't. Did you watch it? Have you watched it?
I've seen the whole thing.
Yeah.
I watched it as it came out.
So I know exactly what you're talking about, and that was... I don't think I could. I don't think I could have done that. Like,
no.
I
think you'd have fallen for it? Would you have gotten into that trap?
I don't think I don't think I have the time and the mental capacity to be able to do that at the moment.
Absolutely fair. I don't know who does.
Yeah.
I accidentally got sucked into just a little bit of it, and then I was like, I don't care. Just show me the show that you've decided to make. People with lots of money and lots of creative input that have spent a lot of time and energy putting this together.
I think that's why I've really latched onto this whole binge way of... I'd like to give a show a lot of my time for a small
amount of time.
Yeah. Like, I don't mind that kind of theorizing. Oh, I wonder what's going to happen between the end of the first binge and the start of the second binge. I want once, and that's it.
That is absolutely fair. I guess it was the nature of the show, it being so weird and wacky and kind of anything could happen because nothing is real. Yeah. It opened a lot of doors for, well, maybe this is happening because of this, maybe this is happening because of this, maybe this person is behind all of this, and maybe this person isn't who they say they are, and maybe this character from the comics is going to show up and do a big wibbly woo at the end. And a lot of the things that people thought did not happen.
Yep.
I liked it. My quick one was I like it. First couple episodes, especially as they were coming out weekly, were interesting to get through if you're not very into 50s and 60s American sitcoms. Yeah. For people who were really into them, I think they were a really great representation of that genre. There's a lot of love and care put into making them, but I'm not ever going to sit down and watch an episode of I Love Lucy or The Dick Van Dyke Show, so it was Bewitched. A bit odd. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
So I got that nostalgia when it hit the map in the middle episode.
Oh, yeah.
Was a bit of my youth.
Yeah.
I can see for other people watching, they'd have got that at different points.
I did actually get it for the Bewitched episode, because I remember watching that as a kid. Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. So that's what I was missing. But I think it really picked up. Last episode was not as good as it could have been, but everything leading up to that, it had a very strong mid-season, I think.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
It was a slow start because it needed to be, and the end was a little lackluster for me.
Yeah, I'll agree with that, because I think the end, it kind of... I know it like deliberately left a few things unsaid. Yeah. But it almost like left a few things unsaid, but didn't say that it was leaving them unsaid.
Yeah, I kind of
get what I mean.
I don't want to spoil anything just for the sake of not spoiling anything, but I feel like it had to intentionally lose sight of its concept, but then the show suffered because of it. Yeah. Yeah. And it kind of... It just drifted away from what the core and the heart of the show and all the fun moments of it was, and became something different, which I understand from a narrative point it had to do. But it's just fell a little bit flat for me in the last episode in particular. Yeah,
it kind of was a bit wacky and zany and experimental, and then kind of came back to just generic MCU at the end.
Yeah, it did a bit. Yeah. Anyway, I like that.
I'm excited to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier when that's all out, and I can binge it again.
This is the one that's exciting me least. I've sat through the first couple of episodes. It's not my genre. It's not something I actually really enjoyed Winter Soldier as a film. That's one of my top tier MCU films. But it's not the kind of very military focus that the two characters have. The kind of spy espionage, big battles with guns. It's not something that excites me. I want I found myself watching the first couple episodes, kind of getting a bit bored of the action and wanting to get back to the character.
Okay, that makes sense to me.
Maybe it'll pick up. I'll watch it for sure. But so far it's not grabbed me in a way that I've seen it grab other people. I'm sure we'll have things to say about it at a later date.
Yeah. I think that's the awkward thing is the thing that you described not liking, I will probably like.
Well, that's the thing. People have different tastes, and
to each their own.
The thing about the MCU in particular, because it's such a massive sprawling thing, but with all the interconnectivity, is they can do a ton of genres and make it work. They can make Ant-Man a heist film, and that will work for some people and not for others.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that it's a heist film. What are your thoughts on Loki? Because that got a trailer this week.
Again, it looks weird and wacky and kind of fun, and I'm finding myself much more drawn to the kind of magical aspects of the world at the moment than the more grounded aspects.
Yeah,
which isn't necessarily how I thought before, but that's exciting me more than Falcon Winter Soldier. I think it's probably going to put out some great performances. Can't say no to Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson playing off each other. That seems like a great pairing.
Yep.
Time will tell. Maybe it will be crap. But I don't know, I've got fairly high hopes for that one. Yeah,
it does look good, I think. And it does seem like they're kind of doing one then the other, then one then the other. Because immediately after, because they obviously had the kind of wackiness that kind of tailored into a bit more of a grounded setting with WandaVision, and then it's gone full grounded with like Winter Soldier, and then we're back to wacky for Loki. What if? I think it might do a bit of both. Following? I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah.
I think that'll be a mix.
Yeah, a bit of a mix.
That's another one that I'm really excited for.
Yeah, that would be just genuinely interesting.
Yeah, I'm weirdly on the fence about the animation style of it. But I think you just got to watch an episode and see what.
I get what you mean. I know what you mean, and I think I know what the deciding factor will be.
Mm-hmm.
It will, well, for me at least, it will be how smooth the animation is. I think the actual character design is fine, but if the animation is really choppy and almost kind of flash edited,
I can't see that being the case.
No.
I can see this just from looking at how it's animated. It looks like, obviously it's not hand drawn. That's computer generated.
Yeah.
2D CGI basically, so I can imagine that being really smooth animation.
Yeah, and if that's the case, I think it will look really good.
I think it will probably look good. It's not necessarily my jam, but I have a soft spot for old styles of animation.
Yeah.
Which are a lot more difficult and don't look as good. So
they really are. It's difficult to realize like how much more effort goes into 2D animation than 3D animation. It seems baffling at a concept, but when you actually look into 2D hand-drawn animation,
when you think about drawing every frame on top of the other, you've done little bits of animation before, haven't you, on a computer?
A little bit, yeah. Not massive amount, but yeah, a little bit.
But you've done kind of getting an image and manipulating it.
Yeah,
I've done little bits of playing around with even just playing around with the difference between moving a 3D model and creating a sprite sheet, where you have to, if you're creating a moving image and it's like 4 or 5 different frames of a character that will then loop, that's so much more work than just saying move hand here.
Yeah.
Leg goes forward.
Yeah. I mean, 3D CGI is because you build a model and it's almost like you build the computer builds like in some cases it's almost like they build an entire render of the entire environment and then just the character, whereas like because I've done a bit of stop motion before, and how painstaking it is to do the little go frame by frame doing moving, but instead of moving the model you draw the entire thing.
Draw it.
You
get your pen out.
It's baffling. Absolutely baffling.
Anyway, on a weird tangent about animation, I think What If looks like it could be fun.
Yeah, it does. What else have you been up to this week, friend?
I moved house and I got a kitten. That's pretty much been my entire last few weeks. Moving house is famously fun and low energy and low brain input. you can tell it's still a little bit fried.
Especially when you choose to basically do it in the space of a week.
Yeah, we had a real quick turnaround. So that was the main reason for the podcast being delayed, is we recorded, and then very, very soon after that, we found a house that we liked the look of, decided that we wanted it, and then had 2 weeks to pack up and move in.
Yep.
So that was... There were good bits and bad bits about that. I've had it before where you've got a real long time before moving in, and then you get a bit antsy and a bit impatient, and you really just want to get into the new place, and you try and picture, well, how would that furniture fit into that room, and I wish I could just go and have a look and just get in there. So I appreciated not having to go through that, because I get a bit impatient sometimes.
Yeah.
But the actual mad rush of getting everything done, a little bit much.
Yep.
And then a week later, we decided, obviously, one of the main reasons that we moved was that we could get a pet-friendly house, and we got a little Archie into our lives, who is a delightful kitten who's joined the family.
Yeah, who you've essentially not been able to not reference at all.
Well, it's kind of hard because he's everywhere. I'm surprised he's not jumped up onto my lap and part of this podcast, to be honest.
I mean, that's not a diss at all, because I remember what it was like when I first got Bruce. You can't think about anything else for a bit.
Well, you kind of can't, because as much as you like, especially I've had cats before, but they've been family cats. I've never been like the adult responsible for another life. Yep. And then you suddenly have to be just responsible for this little bean who likes to climb things and get everywhere and needs feeding and sorting his litter out. And is he entertained at the moment? Could he be more entertained? Maybe this toy will make him more entertained, and we have to leave him for an hour. Is he going to be all right? Can he sit down and be comfy for a while? And he's really cute, isn't he? Maybe we should take 500 pictures of him right now. Yep. And maybe we just need to have a little stroke. And he's what's he going to do at night? Is he going to sleep in his bed? Oh, he is going to sleep in his bed, except now he's not going to sleep in his bed, and now he's going to try and sleep on my face while swiping at my eyeball. He takes up a lot of your time, as I'm sure you remember with Bruce, and probably still have with Bruce.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't change it.
Oh no, absolutely not, because he's a small little thing that loves you. He
does. Yeah. And he bloody does somehow. I managed to trick another creature into thinking that I'm alright. Yeah. By giving it food.
Giving it food and giving it some scritches.
Exactly.
And a warm lap.
And a very warm lap. I'm basically in full cat dad mode.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I will be for time to come. But that's essentially completely dominated my my time since we last recorded, was shifting stuff into a new house, getting everything settled, doing all the decluttering and packing up and unpacking and figuring out, oh my god, where the hell is this going to go now? And then
trying to offload a juicer on your friends.
Oh my god. So we moved into a slightly smaller house than we're living in, and like normally when we move anyway, do a bit of decluttering and saying, well, that's lived in a cupboard for the entire time we've lived here, we don't need that, let's get rid of it. Yep. But oh my god, I spent some time on Facebook Marketplace trying to flog some crap. Why does no one want a juicer?
Because they're fucking useless, Joe.
Well, it's been in a cupboard for 5 years, so I know that. But why can I not trick someone else into buying my juicer?
Well, that's because you keep trying to trick your friends.
I can't believe that you wouldn't take my juicer.
We don't. No one needs a juicer. If you want juice, just go and buy juice.
No one needs a juicer. There was such a big trend for a while when everyone was really into juice. But juicers, the thing about, they're not very good.
Nope.
They create a bloody mess. The juice that you get is weirdly frothy.
Yep.
And then they take an hour to clean.
If you want to make your own juice, use a blender. Everyone has a blender. Yes. They have multiple uses.
Mm-hmm.
You do it once and realise how. Yeah. You realise how much
dominated my life for a bit.
You realise how much mess it creates, and then you never do it again. You just buy your own juice, but then you still have a blender that you can use for other things.
Yes, that is literally my exact situation, and I even offloaded my old blender to you.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, we have a blender now.
when we followed that exact train of thought.
Wait, hang on. You already had a blender. Why did you get a juicer?
Well, I don't want to talk about this right now. We'll talk about it off air. It seemed like a good idea at the time. We really wanted some juice.
Oh, boy. Please tell me, at the very least, that when you bought the juicer, you tried to make juice in the blender first.
No, we had a juicer. Why? When we bought the juice... No, we had a juicer.
Oh, you had a juicer first, and then you bought a blender?
No.
You had a blender first.
And then we found a juicer.
Why didn't you try making juice in the blender? You had a blender. You had a juicing machine.
Because I don't want to drink blend, Hal. I want to drink juice.
Oh my lord, this is how they get you. This is
exactly how they get you. That's exactly how I've got whoever's bought my juicer now. It's gone from my cupboard.
Congratulations. I genuinely think it was Karen. I think you said it was a Karen.
Oh yeah, it was someone called Karen.
Yeah.
I hope that Karen loves the juicer.
And if
Karen,
she doesn't,
if you're listening somehow and you've bought my juicer, I hope you enjoy it. I swear it wasn't a scam. Please juice some juice.
Yep. Wonderful. So, I don't think... Have you got anything else? Has anything else happened in the world? I don't think it has.
Probably not. I wouldn't have noticed. I've been busy with the cat.
Yeah. Mario died. Did you hear that?
Oh, is Mario dead?
Yeah, Mario's dead. R.I.P.
Oh.
End of March, All-Stars and Super Mario 35 or whatever it was got taken down. So Mario's dead.
Oh, just that specific Mario?
Two specific Marios.
That's fine.
Technically 4 specific Marios.
Well, I missed that, but I don't really mind.
Yeah, me neither. I was, had enough foresight to buy the game, and I didn't to buy All-Stars and didn't play 35 anyway, so...
Yep, fair enough. R.A.P. Mario, you had a good one.
R.A.P. Rest
What?
at peace.
I said R.I.P.
You said R.A.P. That's it. It's been a boring few weeks.
Yeah.
It's been hectic for
that's
you
fair
because you moved and you got a cat.
I did do that. Well,
yeah.
On that very uninteresting note,
yep.
Let's call it a show.
Yeah. So, Joe, you've been streaming.
Yes, I've been streaming.
Talk to us about your links, including your stream.
Yeah, so Link is the main character in the Legend of Zelda series.
Yep.
I see what I did there.
That was a good segue.
Links. That was a great one, right?
Yeah.
Which is a game that I'm currently streaming over on twitch.tv/HBDOW, Howard Pringle, Destroyer of Worlds. I'll be working my way through Zelda 1, drawing my own map, having a lovely time, finding the game much harder than I expected it to be, and was honestly expecting to have finished it by now, and about halfway through. But you can catch me there.
Your map's 100%
evenings. Though. My map is 100% because I sacked off the dungeons and went exploring for a while.
Yep.
Dungeons, turns out, really hard. Those games are difficult. Who knew? But yeah, you can catch me there normally Tuesday evenings. I will be streaming Legend of Zelda, the first one.
Are you streaming tonight?
Very good question. We'll see how late it is when we finish the podcast. I would like to. I've not eaten yet, so we'll find out. If you're somehow listening to this podcast many days before it's edited and uploaded, catch me tonight on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/HPDOW. You can catch me on the rest of the internet at Joe Goddard Music on any platform where that would be an acceptable handle.
Yep.
Hal Dimond, you've also been streaming and doing other things with your life.
We have been streaming. Amongst other things, we have been streaming Pokemon Platinum Randomizer. That's been going awfully.
Yes, sorry about that.
It's been a horrendous time, but we do it anyway. Also, recently finished Bowser's Fury. That was good. So we'll be moving on.
That was a fun time.
Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah, it's good. So more things to come. But that's over at twitch.tv Hal Dimond, one word, HALDIMOND. Also YouTube, same link. Also Instagram, same link, and Twitter, different link.
Nope.
Hal_Dimond.
If this is your first podcast, welcome to the Hal_Dimond controversy.
Oh yeah, one day I'll get that link.
One day. If you're watching this on YouTube, by the way, leave us a comment. Say hi.
Yeah. And also, we have an email address, which we have yet to receive a genuine email that isn't from Verbal. That one new podcasting platform that no one's heard of. I've asked people, no one knows.
No, I've never heard of it.
But you can email us at pod. Who was our intern? pod@classflack.com. So please do. Someone, please, just say hello.
We get stats to say how many people have listened to our podcast, so I know it's someone. Someone is listening to this, whoever you are. So we don't feel like we're shouting into the void.
Yeah.
Send us an email. Say hi.
Yeah. I've even got the inbox open now, and it's just all verbal. It's all verbal. Just somebody talk to us.
Please.
For the love of God. Otherwise, yeah, that's it. Off you jog on.
All right, laters.
So, cheers. Thanks for listening,
right.
and bye.